He struggled to climb up the bank, but he couldn't do anything. When he was desperate and wanted to give up, James took the risk of being caught and pulled him to the bank. Unexpectedly, the rescued eagle knew how to repay the kindness. A few months later, he was given a sheep. The newly rescued eagle was completely lost. James found that his wings were seriously injured, so he took him to the hospital for treatment. At first, the eagle was afraid that he would not cooperate. He was afraid that the people in front of him would swallow him alive. In order to be safe, the doctor had to put on an eye mask for him. He also tied him up. After a checkup, he found that his wings were seriously injured. The entire cartilage was completely broken. He completely lost his ability to fly. If he was released, he would threaten his life at any time. The doctor urgently made a surgery plan for him. Then he started the surgery for him. Unexpectedly, the surgery was very difficult this time. The doctor spent 6 hours to complete the surgery. Fortunately, everything went well. But whether he can recover as before depends on whether he has a strong survival instinct. The eagle after the surgery became a lone hero, but he was very optimistic. James would often come to the hospital to help him with recovery training. Although the process was very painful, he was extremely obedient and sensible. After the training, James would bring him delicious food. Their relationship became more and more intimate. After a few weeks of recovery, the eagle basically recovered his health. In order to let him return to the wild, James would take him to the outdoors to train. The smart little guy would fall gently on James's shoulder every time. He was afraid that his sharp claws would hurt the benefactor. During James's training, he has completely recovered his ability to fly. This high-level training technique really makes people admire it. James has integrated human life in her interaction with James. Sometimes, James would bring a wonderful performance under the guidance of James. When he has completely recovered his health, it means it's time to say goodbye. At this moment, he felt the breath of farewell. Standing on the street lamp, the little guy did not leave immediately. Instead, he stayed in the original place for a long time. He seemed to be thinking about how to repay James's life-saving grace. After that, he flew far away. Unexpectedly, a few months later, he actually carved a sheep and gave it to James as a gift. While James's whole family was tired of eating roasted sheep that the wolf could never eat, the relationship between them did not lose because of the separation. Instead, it established a deeper meaning. Everything has a spiritual nature. It turns out that humans and animals can really harmonize.